I don't know why, but that was kind of gross. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 41st episode of the show Power Rangers in Space, as well as the 291st episode overall, titled A Line in the Sand. We begin this episode at night where Ashley and Andros are leaving a restaurant. I think on a date. Oh, that's cute. Only took 41 episodes for them to actually do something semi-couple-like. Andros says she looks great, saying that she looks like Stella Quinzanella, apparently a big intergalactic movie star. Maybe she works with Caroline Pickett's. You'll get that in like 10 episodes. Ashley has no idea who Stella is, and Andros says that she's in the big holographic films. What if that's like their new way of saying porn? Also, a car with red lights is watching them, somehow. Also, some kids are playing hopscotch at like 10 p.m. at night, and Ashley shows Andros how to play it. These kids should be in bed. They say they're going to go get something to eat, so I have no idea where they're actually coming from, because I was pretty sure that was a restaurant. Ashley thinks she heard something, and Andros tells her to come on, but then an engine roars, and they almost get run over by a Hummer. It disappears around a corner, and they go look for it because these kids have never heard of a drive-by shooting. They're stalking down the alleyway, and Ashley finds a tiny fire. Then this car starts chasing them, and they're running away and sped up footage for some weird reason. They then run off to the side real fast, and the car keeps going. They're okay, but they're freaked out. The car has left fire trails behind, which they look at. This feels like a bad episode of Buffy. On the megaship, everyone is in the lounge listening to Ashley and Andros explain about the vehicle. Oh, and Carlos isn't here for some reason. They're going to go warn Carlos about it, even though it seems like Cassie and TJ aren't that alarmed. Carlos is on Earth playing soccer. Legit forgot that that was his hobby. Someone kicks the ball far away and he runs after it, and we're seeing stuff from the bushes. He gets the ball, walking back toward the field when an engine revs again, and the car comes out of nowhere, lasering Carlos away in its red headlights. Carlos lands in the middle of nowhere, like the exact same spot where Lightning Cruiser and Mountain Blaster were. He tries to contact Alpha and the others, but nothing is working. He looks around. At the soccer field, Cassie and TJ show up, asking if they've seen Carlos. Some guys say that he went after a lost ball and never came back. No one seems to think that that's weird except for Cassie and TJ. They go check it out and they find the soccer ball that Carlos went to go get. Apparently, it was Carlos's championship ball. I mean, I feel like it could have just been a ball. Then the car is there again and it tries to go after TJ and Cassie, who hit the deck. They then morph, and Cassie gets hit down kind of by the car. TJ then uses his Astro Blaster on it, but the car is going in reverse, coming back for them. TJ is running away the best he can, firing back at it with his Astro Blaster. Cassie then comes in on her Galaxy Glider, grabbing TJ. Her glider then won't lift off for some reason, and they jump off, and this car totally freaking destroys her glider, driving over it. It then comes back at them, sending them to the same place that Carlos is in, now unmorphed. The three meet up, and they have no idea where they are. Also, Carlos explains that a tank was after him. Dude, that's like a car, a Hummer at best. On the megaship, Alpha lets Andros and Ashley know that he lost signals from TJ and Cassie now too, so Andros and Ashley head out. Somewhere, the car has arrived to meet Astronema, Eclipser, and Quantrons, who tell him to go get the other Rangers. She refers to this car as Tankenstein. Has anyone ever seen a tank? Andros and Ashley are driving around looking for the others, and Ashley is actually driving her same car from Turbo. That's a nice touch. Then Tankenstein shows up behind them, ramming into them. They try to drive away, but they get shot down. They then jump out of the car for absolutely no reason, and Andros rolls out of the way. Let's rock it! Yellow and Red decide they're going to fight this car, apparently. As it comes toward them, they jump up, landing on the bed of the car. They're trying to get in front of the vehicle, I guess to hit the brakes? The car then tosses Ashley off of it, which is kind of funny. Andros then gets on the hood and he fires at the car, stopping it and doing way too many flips off of it. He then turns into the Red Battleizer Ranger against a fucking car, and he flies up into the air using his missiles on the thing, causing explosions around it. He then powers down because I guess that was enough toys for today. Ashley and Andros regroup and Tankenstein is not knocked out at all. Then they appear unmorphed by the others in the middle of nowhere. They all regroup and everyone's like dying of heat and thirst, it seems. Carlos then sees something in the distance, and it's freaking Tankenstein coming toward them in the middle of nowhere. They then just morph. You guys couldn't do that before? They fire at Tankenstein with their Astro Blasters, but nope. It then fires back, hitting them down onto the ground. Not gonna lie guys, this episode's like super boring. Tankenstein is coming back and TJ and Carlos now open in the bed of the car and they get hit out. It then targets Cassie, who uses her satellite stunner on it, only to get hit down again. Andros then asks who it is and what does he want, and honestly, that's what I want to know too. Then here comes Zane, and his galactic rover bullshit again. Zane says he'll handle this because we only got a few more moments to try to sell this repainted Hot Wheels car, and he uses his Super Silverizer against Tankenstein, apparently, and then he locks on target, chasing it around the desert again. He fires some lasers at the thing, and then he gets cut off. What if it just drove over him? Doesn't matter because he does some attack, blowing it the hell up, turning it into pieces. The others celebrate running over. Astroma then says no, firing the SATA lasers, and oh, we get a real monster now. I feel like they could have had this monster the whole time, but it would have been really funny if they just made like a car really big. They call out the Mega Voyager, and now it's the normal daylight again. They try to fight Tankenstein, but wow, this is not going well. He tosses them real hard, and Andros calls for the V3 missile mode, firing at him, hitting his arm off, which he easily just regrows. I don't know why, but that was kind of gross. He hits them down again, and they're trying to figure out a weak point for this thing. Tankenstein materializes a sword, slashing them down. Carlos then gets mad for no reason, but seriously, they're now fighting right behind the Mega Rangers high school. Watch out, everyone. They had to do something fast, but everything sucks, basically. No defense shields, nothing. Then they're getting tossed around from Tankenstein's tentacles or whatever, and Carlos has emergency power back online. They get the sword out of his hand, stabbing him. Oh, I just noticed that they're missing an arm now, too. They then somehow fly up toward the sky, and Tankenstein's circuits malfunction and explosion. Next scene, everyone's unmorphed, beat up, and surrounded by the remnants of the Mega Voyager. Well... Zane drives up, taking off his helmet. He makes sure that they're okay, and Ashley says that all they have left is the Astro Megazord. What happened to the Mega Winger? Was that destroyed last episode and like no one cared? On the Dark Fortress, Astronema is happy to know how powerless the Rangers are, and Elgar says Dark Spectre will be happy to hear about this, and Astronema threatens him to keep his mouth shut about it. She also says it's almost time for the final confrontation. The end. This episode's straight up bad. I feel like they definitely could have just cut this episode altogether because it did nothing except for destroy the Mega Voyager in like the lamest possible way. I mean, come on. The Mega Voyager was this crown jewel of a Megazord, and it gets killed by freaking Tankenstein of all monsters. Other than that, seriously, what happened to the Mega Winger? Like, I didn't see it get destroyed last episode, so I'm really confused. And yes, the final confrontation is coming, and actually we begin what is usually regarded as one of the best finales in all of Power Rangers history next episode. Oh, how far we've come from the days of Oyster Stew, Blue Ranger Gone Bad, and even Rangers in Reverse. But until then, may the power protect you.